Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Young and the Restless early edition spoilers, Jordan gets horrifying shock. Young and the Restless next week spoilers find Jordan Howard horrified and in shock during the week of March 18th to 22nd on YNR. Check out the latest weekly spoilers for the CBS daytime drama. Next week, on YNR, Jordan Howard, Colleen Zank, gets some surprise visitors. At first, she's thankful because she thinks she's getting rescued. Then, she looks on in horror when she realizes it's Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott. And with her is her daughter, Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, and her granddaughter, Claire Grace, Haley Aaron. Then, Nikki says, "Sorry to burst your bubble, Jordan, but this isn't a rescue party." So, it looks like Jordan will remain locked up for the foreseeable future. However, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, can't keep her there forever on Young and the Restless. Unless he plans to let her starve to death like she wanted to do to him. But, chances are, the mustache has already planned his next move regarding Jordan. Later, next week, on Young and the Restless, Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, is at the Abbott mansion. She is talking to someone who appears to be Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer. She says she will do some digging to find out if there's anything Victoria isn't telling her. No doubt, this must pertain to Claire. Summer and Kyle are searching for a new nanny for their son, Harrison Locke, Kellen Enriquez. Indeed, Harrison took a liking to Claire when they first met recently on Young and the Restless. Plus, Claire keeps mentioning how she loves being around children. So, it looks like she could become Harrison's new nanny. Unless Summer finds something she doesn't like while investigating Claire. Also, on YNR next week, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, runs into his sister, Ashley Abbott, Eileen Davidson, at the bar at Society. But when she greets him, her behavior makes him suspicious. No doubt more and more people are realizing that she is not herself lately. The main person being Tucker McCall, Trevor St. John. Also, her other brother, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. But, perhaps, Billy might be the one to suspect that she's having another psychotic break and suggest to Jack they speak to her about it. Indeed, it seems that she has several personalities battling inside her head. And she likely needs professional help on Young and the Restless. YNR is more intense than ever. Keep watching to see what lies ahead for Psycho Jordan Howard on the CBS soap opera. The morning sun cast long shadows across Genoa City, painting the streets with a golden hue. But for Jordan Montgomery, the day didn't hold the promise of warmth or brightness. Instead, it carried an ominous weight, a premonition of impending doom that clung to him like a shroud as he made his way through the bustling city. Jordan had always prided himself on his ability to keep his past buried deep, locked away in the recesses of his mind where no one could reach it. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. As he stepped into his office at Chancellor Media, the air felt heavy with anticipation. Something was different, he could sense it. His assistant, Sarah, greeted him with a nervous smile, her eyes darting away as if she couldn't bear to meet his gaze for long. "Morning, Jordan," she murmured, her voice barely above a whisper. You have a visitor waiting for you in your office." A visitor? Jordan's heart skipped a beat as he hurried towards his office, his mind racing with possibilities. Who could it be? And more importantly, what did they want from him? Pushing open the door, Jordan froze in his tracks at the sight that greeted him. Sitting calmly in his leather chair was a man he hadn't seen in over a decade, a man whose very presence sent shivers down his spine. "Hello, Jordan," the man said, his voice dripping with malice. "Long time no see." Jordan's throat felt dry as he struggled to find his voice. What are you doing here, Victor?" Victor Newman, the patriarch of the powerful Newman family, regarded him with steely eyes, his lips curling into a smirk. "Oh, I think you know why I'm here," he replied cryptically. "It's time to settle our score, Jordan." Memories flooded back to Jordan in a rush, memories he had fought so hard to suppress. He remembered the days when he was known as Jordan Reynolds, a name synonymous with deception and betrayal. And at the center of it all was Victor Newman, the man who had once been his mentor, his friend, until Jordan's greed had torn their bond apart. "What do you want from me, Victor?" Jordan demanded, his hands clenched into fists at his sides. Victor leaned forward, his eyes boring into Jordan's with an intensity that made him squirm. "I want the truth, Jordan. The truth about what really happened all those years ago." Jordan's mind raced as he weighed his options. He could deny everything, continue to bury the past and hope that Victor would eventually give up and leave him alone. But deep down, he knew that Victor wouldn't rest until he had uncovered every dark secret Jordan had tried so desperately to hide. With a heavy sigh, Jordan sank into the chair opposite Victor, resigning himself to the inevitable confrontation. "Fine," he muttered, his voice barely audible. "But you're not going to like what you hear." And so, Jordan began to recount the events that had led to their bitter falling out, the lies and betrayals that had torn their lives apart. He spoke of his insatiable thirst for power, his willingness to do whatever it took to climb the corporate ladder, even if it meant stepping on those closest to him. As Jordan spoke, the weight of his words hung heavy in the air, suffocating him with guilt and shame. But to his surprise, Victor listened intently, his expression unreadable. When Jordan finally fell silent, there was a long moment of tense silence before Victor spoke again, his voice low and gravelly. "I always knew you were capable of great things, Jordan," he said, his tone almost wistful. "But I never imagined you would stoop so low." Jordan braced himself for the inevitable condemnation, but to his astonishment, Victor reached out and clasped his hand in a gesture of unexpected warmth. "You may have made some bad choices, son," he said softly, "but it's never too late to make things right." Tears welled up in Jordan's eyes as he looked into Victor's eyes, seeing not anger or hatred, but genuine compassion. In that moment, he felt a weight lift from his shoulders, a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, he could find redemption for his past sins. As Jordan and Victor sat in quiet contemplation, the early morning sun continued to rise, casting its warm glow over the city streets below. And though the road ahead would be fraught with challenges and obstacles, Jordan knew that as long as he had Victor by his side, he could face whatever the future held with courage and determination. For in the darkest depths of his soul, Jordan Montgomery had finally found the light of redemption, shining bright and true.